Always Watching by Kordale Gibson. There's a kid over there. I don't know him. I don't know if he's the type to give away the last of his favorite snack or the little asshole who'd knock down someone else's. Maybe if I knew, I'd take the way he was looking at me a little easier. I wonder what his eyes are telling him. Probably something someone else told him before. That's all we know as we're coming up anyway. I remember being that age. I wasn't as friendly as the other kids. Not that I was mean or inconsiderate, I just wasn't engaged, you know? I think I needed that though. I think that's what set me apart. And more importantly, what started the chain reaction of becoming who I am today and why I'm here in this moment. Here, stalling in this car, on this night, in front of this house, waiting to intercept my fate. Questioning whether what I plan to do will be accepted by this little kid I've never met. That's how life works, isn't it? All according to his plan. I bet he wants me to feel something. Using this child, how dare he? Surely nothing will happen to this boy all alone this late at night. No, that's not the plan. That's not what he wants for this little guy. He wants him to test me. Yeah, I know how he works. God, I hate this kid. What is he doing here? Why won't he stop watching me? You want to see something happen, right? Keep your eyes locked. I have something to show you. And I want you to know that this is what God wants you to see. If you know nothing at all, know that. I almost forget where I am in this proximity of whirling emotions. But this is exactly what he wants. So I remain focused. I don't allow myself to lash out at this small figure in the darkness. I'm stronger than that. I know I am, because I get my strength from him. And tonight, I'm going to do with it what I feel is right. Well, no, not right. Justifiable. If right and wrong are just perspectives, I'll use my own justification as my motive. In the end, that's all I have. That's all anyone has. Including the piece of shit that lives in this house I'm scaling. He has nothing but his motives and his reasons behind them. Those reasons don't matter to me. Neither do his hollow promises of being any better. It sickens me. A grown man so twisted by his own childish desires that he submits to the act of defiling a human being. The type of human he once was, that he once befriended and even defended or protected. A child. He ended a child's life after causing her nothing but suffering. Most of our lives are just prisons of darkness, with an occasional stroll through light passing a window. A window of hope. A window of faith. An opening through which there could be more to live for. But all this child knew was a black hole of fear consuming her life until it was non-existent. She didn't get to learn that there's always a brighter side to things. She could never experience the transformation of life as it lifts you up out of any hole you thought was too deep to crawl out of. All she got was this man. And with this man came the justice system we're so dependent on. The one that rips out our hearts every chance it gets. There is no heart in the justice system. There's no love, no hope, and certainly no faith. It's just as harsh as the prisons they throw people into. And just as sinister as the monsters it spews back into the heart of the city, riddling it with fear and hate. And sometimes there's nothing we can do but watch. Watch the home we loved growing up in wither away like a plant without care. Witnessing how fragile the branches become after the roots have been pulled up, tarnished, and buried carelessly. Knowing its stubborn destiny. Watching it makes me weary. It's not something everyone can take. I guess the people who can't pretend like it's not happening. They live their lives like it's the only one that matters. That takes strength. Strength much greater than my own. Not the strength I'd wish to have, but strength nonetheless. Imagine what people could do with that strength. The good they could do. Maybe the world could be different. Maybe not. Maybe that magnitude of strength can only be bent toward our sinful nature. But I'm not here to debate that. I'm here for him. He's free of the crimes he's committed, but not of the karma in store for him. Karma that has manifested itself into the form of vengeance. My vengeance. I know that it's not mine to take. I know that. But I'm only human, and God isn't doing enough. It's been months since he was taken in as a suspect. I know he did it. Months of seeing this poor girl in that green t-shirt being broadcasted everywhere. The last thing she was seen in. Everyone can see it. Everyone knows her fate. It's happening just like it did with the others. Missing, raped, dead. The short sentences given to those innocent little words. I've been waiting for God to act for too long. It has to stop. I have to stop it. After all, this could be what God wanted. Me, the unraveling of me, the months of this echo of temptation inside my head. I know he did it. I know where he lives. I know how to stop him from ever doing it again. I will be the tool used to carry out this shift in plans. The whole state is looking for her, and here he is. He's already done it. I know it. They won't find her alive, and he knows exactly why that is. One thing he doesn't know is that I'm outside his house with a Walther PPK rested on my right thigh. No silencer. I want him to hear the shot that ends it all. No, the first shot won't kill him. He'll hear the first shot, and he'll definitely feel it. He'll feel every shot for every life he's taken. And that's being generous. God's mercy within me will allow that. Nothing more. And with every shot, with every little angel of death guiding those bullets through his weak flesh, he'll hear the names of his victims. One last time. But this time he won't be rejoicing. He won't be relieved knowing that hearing those names means he's in the clear. No, this time is different. I am the judge now. This time, he'll hear their names and know exactly why he's being punished. He'll know that he brought this on himself at the expense of his dehumanizing behavior. And he may not know it, but I know where he's going to end up. Or down, I should say. It's almost sinister how the idea of his cauterizing soul puts mine at rest. But this must be done. Now. Enough thinking about it. Halfway toward the door, I remember the little kid. I wasn't thinking clearly earlier. Maybe this isn't something he should see. I have to make sure he's not watching. My phone. Perfect. I can see his reflection on the screen, faintly. I'm pretty sure he can't see my phone from here. But I can see him. Still watching. I can see his eyes. Barely, but I have a better understanding of how they're looking at me now. They're empty. But in the sense of not having what they want filling them. They want something. Help? Attention? Sympathy? Something. They need something. Although a child with yearning eyes is sad, anything he sees me do tonight won't add anything but fear. He'll have enough of that in his lifetime. I won't be the cause of anything extending that looming shadow. I have to get rid of him. No, maybe not. I just have to cover those peering eyes. Tonight, I am only a shadow, finding its way back to the one whose movements in the city casted me, one whose actions in the light brought darkness, brought me. But the light is absent now, extinguished by the deeds of falsified righteousness. Now all we have is the night. Now all he will get is me, feeding off the aura of this lightness instant. Together, we will be descended on by the overpassing of this eclipse, and only I will emerge. No longer will I allow him to be tempted by that prostrating appetite. Because temptation is inevitable. This everlasting quest prowling for our attention, demanding just the slightest glance out of our peripherals, disguised as an apparition we think we desire, an appendage of our hidden thoughts telling us it's something we may need, deserve even. It morphs itself into a cloak of overbearing forces, pushing us into believing it's something we can't live without. I will strip him naked of this. No more. No more will his hatred for himself affect the lives of others, of children, little girls. I can't just ignore my animosity for this beast, this filthy excuse of a soul-bearing entity. The unsightly evils he's committed. I can't escape the wreckage of these images inside my head. I own enough of these traumatizing events. War never leaves you. So I bring it with me to his front door. I'm already inside. I don't even remember how I got in. Did I pick the lock or just dismantle the doorknob? I have to stop losing track of my thoughts. I can't let my emotions create an opening. I'm a soldier on a mission. That's not what he sees. No, that's not what he sees at all. His eyes are exactly how I imagined. Black holes of fear consuming the life all around him. Absolute despair. Now he's beginning to see it. I've thrown him into the same world he dragged those little girls into. He knows it. He knows why I'm here. He thinks submitting to me will help. Offering material things as if they're nothing to him and everything to me. He doesn't know me. He doesn't have to. He just has to know why I'm here. I give up composing myself. I've defeated him already. We both know it. He sees it in my eyes. The regard for his life. He can see it slipping out of my consciousness. I know what he sees. I've seen it before in ones I used to call brothers. Brothers in arms. I know what it feels like. 5 shots. That's all it takes. 5 twitches of my finger and his soul is en route to being judged. He mistook my stillness for a chance at getting himself out of the situation. He moved too swiftly for my comfort, and now he lays there, lifeless. As lifeless as the children I didn't get to mention. Didn't matter. He knew it. He was reminded with every bullet that forced its entry into him, just as he did with those girls. The kid. I forgot to close the blinds. He saw it all. Maybe he couldn't have watched it all. He saw enough. That's what the rush of movement in the corner of my eye told me. I have to get to him. I have to tell him something. What can I tell him? What can he afford to hear from a man who's done what I just have? Should I even pursue him? Yes, I have to. I have to try. God may not agree, but maybe this child will. I can make sure he knows my intentions were good. For his sake. That's my justification. I stand by it. But now I'm standing in the middle of the street, as still as the man I just killed. My heart falls in line with the vacancy of rhythm. My world has melted into a lake of ignorance. I'm drowning. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what I've done. All I know is what I can see. All I see is the kid running from me. But the kid isn't a boy. It's a girl. A little girl. A little girl in a green t-shirt.